If they meet someone at risk, they can't go, well, I don't know. They actually have all this stuff out there.
They are here for the first time together.
The police department's thought process now is we're doing it wrong.
Counselors, rehab specialists, and community outreach have come to the table to figure out how to fix an underground danger that's happening in broad daylight.
Putting a prostitute in jail for 3 days and she gets a $200 fine, that just means she has to turn 3 more tricks or spend 2 days in jail to pay her fine.
We spent several days with Lexington Police Detective Rick Lynn trying to understand the problem.
It's just hard to measure, you know?
One afternoon, he took us to 7th Street, a popular area for prostitutes. We immediately met 2 women. Detective Lynn has known them for years.
Yeah, I used to be the biggest thing out here. I'm not gonna lie. Ricky Lynn's got me a couple times.
But his goal these days isn't to lock them up. It's to set them free. 90% of prostitutes he sees are also drug addicts.
We're not going to target women who are involved in prostitution. We're going to treat them more as a victim and try to get them help.
To put the problem in perspective, this woman is 26.
When did it start for you?
I was 19 when I started hanging out around on the streets, using drugs, and then to fuel my addiction, I started prostitution, and that just, from there, it really went downhill.
And here's the proof. 7 years of marks and scars, reminders how far she's fallen.
And once you use a spot for so long, it pretty much die, like your vein dies, is what I call it. And you have to move to another spot, yeah.
She doesn't have a home, not even a packed bag. She lasts just a few hours before she needs more money for more heroin.
How does it work? You just keep saying like $20. Is that typically what you get?
Depends on pretty much what you do. You can make more, but the least you'll make is $20.
How much does heroin cost?
The least you can usually get is $20.
Detective Lynn stood back and listened to our interview.
When's the last time you had heroin?
Probably about 10 minutes before y'all pulled up.
Stories like hers are the reason he says the game plan has to change.
Our focus is on the Johns and on the pimps. If you take the money out of that whole equation, the only thing the girl's going to have is to go get help.
Do you feel a shift in the relationship that you have with police these days?
Oh yeah, definitely. From used to be I'd fear them.
She also has learned to trust the people who run this place, Natalies Sisters, just down from the same part of town prostitutes tend to roam.
You know, every week we see more and more ladies coming in.
Natalies Sisters is a first touch ministry to get the prostitutes help when they're ready.
And that's what we're here for, is to help them see that they are worthy and to be ready to make that change.
Until then,
they don't have these things.
They take bags of food and essentials to the women on the street. They partner with police. The woman we met on the street told us she was ready to go to Natalies Sisters the next day.
I'm holding you to that tomorrow. Okay? All right.
Well, you better drive by and make sure she's there.
We were at Natalies Sisters the next day.
You have seen her before she has come in. She said she would come in today to us.
We hear that a lot when we're out on the street. We'll see you tomorrow, or we'll be in next week. And we take that with a grain of salt, because sometimes they will be and sometimes they won't.
They know that when she is ready, this place will be here. The success of Natalies Sisters is impressive. So far, they've helped 200 girls find a different life. Each color on this wall represents one of the rescued.
Most of the girls don't want to be out here. Most of the girls want to get off the street. They don't know how, or the drugs are to a point where they're just lost.